Hello everybody and welcome back to Imperator, where we just took over a bunch of territory up over here, and now we're desperately trying to spend our money, and it's, not going well, because we're making so much money. So we need to put some resources into Zagru Pilai, which is somewhere out over here. Okay, perfect. So this is a new location, clearly, and we need to put in a foundry, mills, slave traders, taverns. Perfect. So there's that all done. Excellent. Next would be Holwan, which is right over here. Okay. So this is producing leather, and we currently have 3 courts of law and 2 aqueducts. Okay, I don't know what's going on with that. We don't need that. Wonderful. So we're just going to do something kind of like this. The Carthaginian Civil War just ended. I didn't even realize they were in Civil War. I mean, we're not that interested in expanding into Carthage right now, but that is definitely a big deal. This is an 81k stack of rebels from Parthia crossing into our territory. Uh-huh. What are you doing, buddies? What you got going on here? They're taking attrition. So, I don't know what they're doing. For the moment, Jerusalem the Metropolis can be completed, and we're definitely going to do that. That allows us to finish the mission Pearl of Canaan. So let's do exactly that. Next up, we've got the Promised Land. So let's start that mission. And we can... Okay, we've already bypassed a lot of stuff up over here. We can immediately do Follow the Steps of David and Solomon. We get a free province investment and 100 gold, like we needed that. And we can also do Into Canaan, which gives us a bunch of claims on stuff we already hold. It's almost like we should have done this a while ago or something. We can do the Fertile Crescent here. That's going to actually be amazing. 100 political influence, get that going. We can also do Moses Met Him Here. Okay, sure. What wonders has God left us to find? Indeed. So next up is Into Syria. We gain claims on the entire region of Mesopotamia, which we pretty much already hold. That's fine. And let's see. Next would be establishing our rule in Arabia Relicta. So that gives us a bunch of Arabian claims. And then we've got securing Arabian trade. So we would need to own the Arabia region owned by us or our subject. Is this not owned by us or our subject? Gera's our subject, right? Did that change with their revolution? Yeah, they're a client state. Okay. I'm not sure what we don't own here. Central Omana is, of course, also our subject. That's interesting. Let's double check Central Omana. They're our client state. And Dur is our client state. Okay. Well, we should probably be working on integrating. We'll send them a gift. There we go. And we'll be able to integrate them. We'll send these guys a gift as well. We don't actually want to integrate Gera. So that's noted. So I'm not sure what exactly is going on over there. We're working on the Fertile Crescent here, and yeah, we can't do these before the Fertile Crescent finish. So that's all absolutely fine. Next, we could found a holy site. Sure. That's apparently done. And then integrating Greater Canaan. Wants us to build very specific buildings in these areas. Okay. So Grand Theater, Academy, and Commercial District in each one of these areas. And these areas are all over here. Okay, well, we could definitely build a Great Temple here. That's a theoretical option. And looking at the rest of these, we would need... it's actually a Grand Theater, not a Grand Temple. Okay, so a Grand Theater here, and then a Grand Theater here. Sure. And then beyond that, what else do we need? So in each of these, we need an academy and a commercial district. So over here, we would want to at least temporarily get rid of one of our academies and put in a commercial district for the sake of the mission. So then here we're going to do the same thing. We're going to need at least one academy and one commercial district. So I'm going to get rid of these taverns. And we're going to put in an academy and a commercial district. We're going to want to come back and redo these after we finish this mission. So that is then going to be up over here. Okay, same thing here. Academy and commercial district. And we're going to want a grand theater as well. So we'll do something like that. Okay, and then what else do we need? These two up over here. Noted. So we can do a grand theater right now, and then we already have an academy, so we can just put in a commercial district, and then we've got one here. Tzor? Really? So Tzor must be wanting to be a city then. We'll need to upgrade that. Okay, so we'll get to work on that for now. That's fine. What else do we need here? So, a lot of this stuff here, founding a holy site, that's fine. I'm not too concerned about that. At least one major power needs to have a positive opinion of us. I mean, we're a great power at this point. We're a little late to the party on doing this, but sure, we'll get there. Okay, so we'll let that go for the time being, and next up we need to do Pessinus. The Return of the Davidic Kings. Okay, so this guy becomes a new ruler. Okay. And that is the Return of the Davidics, so that seems relatively fine. Pessinus is up over here. Looks good. So we would need to put in 6 building slots here. Wow, okay. So we've got 2 Freeman districts, and then this is going to have 4 tax offices. We do need a character focus. I'm going to go for construction focus here, and that'll be fine. We are unmarried at this moment. We, of course, are a new ruling family at this point. So that seems fine. How old are we? We are 24. Okay. Not great options here, but we can marry like the old ruling family, and I guess that's fine. So no issue there. Legitimacy is fine. We do have some colonizable territories, so let's get both of those going. Wonderful. Okay, so that all looks good for now. Next, I want to check in over here. So Yazdegerd. And these guys no longer exist. Sure. Okay, so Yazdegerd, where are you? You're down over here. Noted. So we're going to need to put in a pair of forums and a trio of freedom districts. Now, these guys are still walking here. Looks like they're just passing through up over this direction. I'm fine with that. Who needs a wife? Apparently this guy? Sure. I don't really care. He can find one, I'm sure, on his own. So that seems absolutely fine for right now. Next up would be LaRonda? Hang on, this doesn't seem right. Right, because I clicked on Foundry. Okay, Zamara is the next one. So that is going to be up over here. Looks good. So there's a fort here right now. Do we need a fort? The answer is no. I'm going to get rid of that fort. And what do we want to put in? Well, a pair of forums and actually only 1 forum and 3 taverns is what we want to put in here. Cool. So that looks fine for now. Then we've got Bargilia, which has 3 building slots available. So that is out over here, and we definitely want a tavern and 2 forums. Looks great. Then we've got Heraclea Pontiki, so that's fine. That is this out over here. Wonderful. Why was that highlighting one in our neighbor? Okay, whatever. It's fine. So this being a fort is actually good, in my opinion. We've got 3 forums, a tax office, 2 slave traders, a tavern. So this is well on its way to being a decent slave city. We definitely need a foundry, and we'll put in a mill for now. Okay, so that seems reasonably fine. Metropolis Phrygius is next. And that is, you know, in Phrygia. So we're going to head down over this way. So we've got a tavern and a forum to put in here. Beautiful. So we're down to just 2 building slots in all of these locations again. Corinthos is next. So that is out over here. Excellent. Okay, so this is absolutely fine. We just put in a pair of tax offices because, you know, we need more money. That's definitely true. We can definitely spend all the money we're getting. I mean, we could pause the game and do this with the game paused, and we could spend the money. That's a theoretical option. It's not a good option, but it is an option. So next up would be Ashdod. Okay. So that is down over here. That is this city. And we just need a pair of tax offices there. Beautiful. Next up is Jerusalem itself. Okay. So we know that we've been putting in some... aqueducts here. I'm looking at how much population capacity we have here. I don't think we need additional aqueducts at this time. We can think about that a little later on. But for right now, I'm completely fine with putting in another pair of libraries there, I think. We've got lots of growth headroom there. So next up is Jebu, which is down over here, right along the Nile. So that is absolutely fine. Next up here, we would definitely put in 2 Freeman districts, something like that. Okay. So Eilat would be the next location, right up over here. No problem whatsoever. We would definitely put in a pair of forums there. So we've been experiencing significant growth in these cities. There's no doubt about that, which we can see by the fact that we still have so many building slots to go through. That's absolutely a great thing. That means that we are expanding mostly via civilization value, but somewhat via population capacity as well. So Nineveh would be next up over here. And we would be putting in definitely a pair of tax offices. That seems fine. Okay. Mudha would be next. Crisis and Siracine. Okay, that's noted. And this would be a pair of libraries that would go in here. Beautiful. So at this point, we're really starting to get the payoff from all of the development that we've done. It's not absolutely optimal. I'm just looking at this location here and thinking, this is a terrible setup. We're going to get rid of the ports here. Conscription camp? No. Commercial district? No. The forum can probably stick around. We don't need the shipyard. The Great Temple is useful. I think we'll keep that for now. We do not need this court of law. We're going to put in 3 mills here. More followers of the Risen Lord. Very rude. And we're going to put in some slave traders here and taverns and then a forum. Okay, something like that. That city was very poorly built up. Hello, Haditha. This must be a location that was disloyal. 10 building slots? Okay, it produces vegetables, so no real question about what we're going to do with it. And now we can complete some of these because we finished up the Fertile Crest. Okay, beautiful. So that is excellent. We can grab Babylon here, which we will do. There we go. Okay, so this leads to Babylon Despoiled. We gain 10 aggressive expansion. This modifier will remain as long as Babylon is not more than a backwater filled with slaves, remaining a small settlement. So that'll reduce its population growth, its population capacity, but it will increase its base resource production by 2. Okay. Hang on. So this is Babylon right now. I don't think we care. Despoiling Babylon is fine. It's not even a city. It's a settlement. So let's go ahead and do that. Let the oppressors of the past fade into obscurity. Okay. So from there, we can do either Sinai or Holy City. So Har Horeb would become a city. That's a pretty cheap city, to be honest. Or we can do Sinai, and we would immediately make Har Horeb a city. Or no, on completion. So we can do this for 25 political influence or 50 gold, or we can do it for 100 gold. We'll do it for 100 gold. This should then bypass and allow us to go down this way. Cool. As far as the search for friends go, I don't see a way to actually do that. We would need a major power to have a positive opinion of us, and I don't think that's going to happen. So we'll just let that go for the time being, and that's wonderful. So Argos would be next. That is, of course, out here in Greece. And what are we looking at here? A pair of tax offices is the answer. This guy just died. He was a governor of Greece, and that does mean we have a scorned family. This guy will do. The Davidite family is really, really scorned right now, but they just came in, so that's probably not surprising. Okay, next up is going to be Jeba. So that is out over this direction. Looks good. We can definitely consider putting in a pair of tax offices here. No problem. Cool. Mios Hormos. So that is right up over here, not very far away. Once again, a pair of tax offices looks good. No problem there. So Sinoria would be the next location. Cool. And interesting. We would definitely need a tavern here. And then we put in probably a forum would be the way to go. Okay, so Cabera would be next. Beautiful. Someone else died. Okay, that is absolutely noted, and that is a dangerous precedent indeed. We just lost some stability. That is understood. So, let's take a look at what we've got going on here. We need a forum. We need a Freeman district. Then we need a new rope, and that is going to be this guy. He's most qualified and a scorned family member, so that's great. We need to start getting the Davidites into power, so that's exactly what we're doing. So next up would be Terria Cappadocius, which is right over here. Wonderful. So we'd put in a tavern and a forum then. Okay, that sounds great. I don't care about the money. His claim is valid. So Silion is fine. We'll work on that next. That is down over this direction. 2 building slots on all of these, of course, means that it's not a lot of money being spent on each one of these. Our overall money is going up, and I'm wondering right now, these guys finished their road build? Okay, let's take them off of road build for now and move them down this direction. There we go. Have we finished our roads over here yet? Actually, yes. So they are going to similarly move, but I'm going to position them probably down over here or so. That seems fine. But we did get our roads built, so we're now making over 500 gold per month. Incredible. So on to the next location, right up over here. Okay, so this would just need a pair of taverns. Seems fine. But very cheap. Konane would be the next location. Right down over here. There's a fort there, and I think that's a decent spot for a fort. I'm not going to remove that fort just yet. We will put in a tavern and a forum. Excellent. So next up would be Alabanda. Where are you at? Right down over here. Cool. So this would be a pair of taverns. And I don't know that those went. They did. Okay, beautiful. So let's check in on the status of Holy City. That's got a ways to go yet. Sure. Okay, we'll keep working on this. More followers of the Risen Lord. Very rude. Artali's out over here, and we are going to go with 2 forums. Yeah, that's definitely a fair amount of pops converting. How are they doing? Out of curiosity. There's a lot of pops that have converted through events. Okay, so there are a couple of locations that have dominant Christian. This is dominant Arabic down here. Okay. But the vast majority of this, yeah, there's a few that are dominant Christian. But it's very, very not widespread at this point. What's the current Gregorian date? Okay, 66 CE. That makes sense. That makes sense that it's not very widespread yet. Gotcha. So that's fine for now. We're going to continue to work on this. Alexandria Latmoy would be next. That is not how you spell things, but we can just come out over here. Wonderful. And we'll put in a Freeman District, and we will put in a tax office. Excellent. Next up would be Asher. Oh, wow. 9 building slots. Okay. So there's 2 of these. We want this one, I think. So we need to put in a lot of building slots here. Noted. So I'm going to do foundries, mills. We'll get rid of the library, get rid of the shrine. Taverns are fine. Slave traders are fine. And a pair of... Not a grand theater. A pair of forums. A grand theater would be fine, but we're not going to do that. This guy's honest? Okay, sure. Seems good. Now, we've done a fair amount of colonization. I want to check over here. Yeah, there are a couple of mines that we can build, actually. We'll get those going. And we next need to do Shamashiyadi here. So that is out over this direction. 8 building slots here. Easy enough. Nothing too concerning there. Okay, then we've got Dora, which is also probably a location that was recently disloyal. All of these are in the same state here. Yeah, this was recently disloyal. So that is fine. We'll do 2 buildings here and 2 buildings here. Okay. Looks good. Now we're back down to the 2 building slots. So we've got this down over here. Sure. So we do a forum and a Freeman District for now. Then we've got Chrysaorus. Okay, so that is out over this direction. Looks good as is, so we would put in a pair of tax offices. I like it. Okay, so Nidos would be next. Okay, that is right down over here. So this is a research location, and a pair of libraries would do the trick. We're outputting a fair amount of research. Speaking of research, now that's interesting. Okay, we'll get to you in a moment. But when did our maximum research efficiency go up to 235 instead of 225? That's very interesting. I'm not sure when that happened. I don't think that was anything we got from technology. That might have been something that happened through a mission and I didn't notice. Unfortunately, we can't look at these that we've already completed. Maybe it was a Babylon Despoiled thing? I'm not sure. Regardless, we'll take it. So the city of Tzor has become, well, a city. And to that end, we know that we need to go into our missions here, specifically for this. And we know that Tzor needs to have... Hang on, is this different now? One second here. There's something going on here. This is different locations. And this is now a library, forum, and great temple. This is a different one than what I was looking at before. This is what we were looking at before. Okay. So we know that Aza requires a commercial district. Okay, so that should be right here. And we can just put in a commercial district like that. We'll get these switched back soon enough. So Ashkelon requires a commercial district as well. I thought we queued those up, but apparently we didn't. So integrating Greater Canaan here, that's those done. And then Tzor, of course, is going to require a grand theater. It's going to require an academy, and it's going to require a commercial district. So, I mean, these do get pop assimilation and pop promotion, so that's understood. So that should finish that up, and once that's done, we'll get these cities here changed back. There's also Gazara here. Yeah, which we already did. Okay. So that looks good. Wife required. I'm sure he can figure that out. So we can now do Sinai. Har Hareb becomes a city, but it already did it not? So that's a settlement. Apparently it didn't. Okay, well, we'll get working on Sinai then. That seems good. And then integrating Greater Canaan up here, of course. So we'll get these changed back once we get this all good to go. But we'll need to wait for Tzor to finish its construction, and that'll be a little bit. Okay, well, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and next episode, we're going to get this mission completed and continue to work our way through this mission tree. Our aggressive expansion is still quite high, so it's going to take some time. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Atala, Andy Magar, Ali Lee, Dark Horse Xenocyte, Hiro Marutsu, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge STL, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.